Lifers Podcast. Get with it or get forgotten.
Hey, all you lifers out there. This is Fit for Lifers, episode 1 on the Lifers Podcast. Your host, Kevin Melendez, a fourth-year PT on a journey to continue learning, a platform where we bring on health professionals, trainers, and athletes from all around the world. And we have a special guest today. It's actually our first guest of the episode and the podcast. Artist, producer, engineer, and now CrossFitter. He's got hit songs all around the world. Level 1 certification for CrossFit. And here is Fokis. How you doing, brother?
What's up, my brother? How are you?
You know, staying alive in these crazy times, man. I want to say, hopefully, first of all, thank you so much for coming on, and hope your family's doing well during these trying times, man.
Thank you, brother.
Seriously.
Thank you, brother. Hope yours is doing well as well.
Thank you, man. You went on a little bit of a health journey. You lost over 100 pounds with CrossFit, right? What was that about?
That's correct. Yeah, I started out at 303 pounds. Well, I know I was heavier than that. I just
You
by
weighed
the
yourself
time I
up.
weighed myself, I had already been CrossFitting for like 2 weeks. So I don't know, maybe I dropped 3 pounds or 4. But yeah, I just hit a point where enough was enough for me. And a friend of mine, I'm an engineer, so we were actually here in the studio, and I was recording him, and he was a personal trainer, and he's like, our trouble was like, yo, listen, let's work out a deal. I'll give you some studio time, and
Nice.
you personal train me. He was like, yeah, cool, bro, but he was like, yo, honestly, I wouldn't be your friend if I ain't tell you to go try the CrossFit, you know? So I was like, all right. So I went, I looked at it, I saw what they were doing, and I was like, all right, I want to try.
Now, I do want to ask you, you did have an injury during the process of this whole thing. I think it was a knee injury, correct?
Yeah, man. And what sucks is this was 3 years ago now, or 2. I can't remember. It was 2 or 3 years ago, but it was over the summertime. I'm cruising. I'm at like 217 or 18 pounds.
Close.
I'm on my way to the beach. Family's in the car, sunglasses, music, and then boom, I get rear-ended. So when he hit me, it caused my knee to hit the centerpiece area of the middle of the car, whatever. And then my shoulder like jerked, so I ended up having a tear there and ripping, like basically it was meniscus, is what they.
Your medial meniscus, most likely.
Yeah, it's what they dubbed it as, but it was basically it was a tear.
Did you go to physical therapy, if you don't mind me asking?
I did do physical therapy.
How was that like?
It was cool. It was helpful. It was cool, but
it's hard, man, because you're doing the little things. You're doing. You can go in there and be like, man, did I even? God, I feel like sometimes you don't put that much work in.
Yeah.
But you're getting really challenged, in certain aspects. You're like, you forget like what it's like to take a step, and how that feels and how what impact that can have on your knee and.
The biggest thing for me was just feeling like I'm okay, and then wanting to do work that I shouldn't be doing.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like just trying to be patient.
Mm-hmm.
I came back better when it was all said and done, and I did feel pain for a while. It's a process, man, but I just enjoy the challenge. I get like inspired by it.
I think you make a good point. I think the best thing we can do is enjoy the process and not the perfection. I think that's just with anything with life. It's been 5 years on this journey that you've lost 100 and some pounds, right? Now that puts you at an average of about 20 some pounds per year, right? What people don't realize is that that's the key to consistency, is knowing that if you lose 2 pounds every month, that's 24 pounds a year. In 3 to 4 years, you're going to lose, 75 to 100 pounds. So it's not about trying to build Rome in a day. It's about putting those, as Will Smith likes to say, putting those bricks one by one and watching that wall build. Health and wellness is such a big deal, and something that we all need to, with us all being stuck in the house, really got to look back and be like, look, are we making conscious decisions? One thing I heard recently was a quote. It was move towards your dreams, not your addictions. And so like it's easy to go grab that honey bun, or go grab that donut, go grab that extra big plate of rice. But if you look right before you go do that, is this a part of my dream? Is this going to help me towards my dream? And so it's a little something, it's a little tidbit, but
that makes. I mean, it sounds good.
It's hard.
Sounds good, but
It's hard.
But
What
it sounds good.
it's
As you say
simple,
that,
but
let
it's
me have a
hard.
sip of my special orange juice.
No, man, that goes to, I've actually haven't said this. I don't think I've said this on a podcast yet. When I started grad school, I was, I might have been 170 pounds, 8% body fat. I was in shape.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was in shape. And then, 3 years later, I gained 40 pounds and 15% body fat. But I'm back down 25 pounds. But so life happens, but it's how can you look at yourself in the mirror and go, what can I do to change it?
Right.
And that challenge, like you talk about, that challenge is real. Once you look in the mirror and go, oh shit, I know the challenge now. All right, game on. Let's do it.